Hello there, I'm Doron, test drive editor for The Driver's Seat. About 3 years ago, we did our first Rolls-Royce video, the extended wheelbase Ghost, and that has been our most popular video, over 1.1 million views. Thank you very much. To commemorate this milestone, Rolls-Royce has given us their most expensive, or one of the most expensive vehicles, the Phantom Drophead Coupe. The first thing most people ask is how much does it cost, so let's get it out of the way. Base price on a Drophead Coupe is $485,000. As shown, $542,000, or about $230,000 more than the average price of a new home in America today. Inspiration for the Phantom Drophead Coupe, according to Rolls-Royce designers, goes all the way back to the 1930s and the America's Cup J-Class racing yachts and the Italian Riva motor launches of the 50s. Up front is the signature Rolls-Royce grille. As you can see here, it's been tapered back a little bit to give this a more sporty look that goes along with the Drophead Coupe styling. You can see it's made of brushed steel. You can actually get this hood or bonnet in brushed steel. You can get this car made in one of 44,000 colors, or as they call it, hues. And in case one of those colors doesn't quite suit you, you can have your own color and they'll even name it for you. This car is as big as it is expensive. It sits 220 inches long. That's only 4 inches shorter than a Chevy Suburban. It's 78 inches wide with the doors closed. With the doors open, it's 14 feet wide, so it needs a lot of space. It's also over 5 feet tall. And as you know, every Rolls-Royce ever made, the height from the ground to the top of the tires is exactly half the distance or the height of the total car. I'm not going to go as far as to say that the Phantom Drophead Coupe is a driver's car, but it is certainly an owner's car. This is the type of vehicle you are going to drive down to the marina as you board your 100-foot, $50 million yacht, or maybe drive down to your stables to see your $10 million horse enter into a race. This is certainly a very eccentric vehicle. It's very unique. If you are looking at the Rolls-Royce as far as being the most technologically advanced vehicle in the market, look elsewhere, because the S-Class Coupe, for example, has much more technology than this Rolls-Royce. What this Rolls-Royce has that no other vehicle has, decades and decades of heritage, just a lot of history, a lot of presence. There's no mistaking this car. It's over 2 feet longer than its next closest competitor. This is a vehicle for very few people. After spending a week in this seat, behind this yacht-like steering wheel, I now understand the connection to yachting with this vehicle. I also understand what Rolls-Royce means by waftability. Basically means you want to cruise. This is not the car you get into and have to get somewhere in a hurry. It's got plenty of power. The V12 with 6.75 liters produces 453 horsepower. Plenty of horsepower, a ton of torque, over 500 foot-pounds of torque. Has a super intelligent 8-speed automatic transmission that is connected to the GPS so that it can actually downshift ahead of time, knowing you're about to come up on a hill. Just a very refined, quiet, sophisticated ride that is really unrivaled in the industry. It's hard to say exactly what the MSRP of one of these vehicles is because no two are alike. Of course, Rolls-Royce has the only true Bespoke program, which lets you customize every aspect of your Phantom Drophead Coupe. For example, this rear deck, I would probably choose a nice teak because it is more in line with the yacht designery of this vehicle. But imagine this thing as an extension of your imagination. It's your canvas, do whatever you want with it. One of the most customized or requested features in the Bespoke program is the stitching in the headrest. So let's just say you're Mark Cuban, owner of the Dallas Mavericks, and you want that logo on that headrest, no problem. In order to make one of these Phantom Drophead Coupes, it requires 3 factories in 2 different countries. The first stop is Unterhollerau, Germany. This is the largest all-aluminum space frame car chassis ever made. It takes 2,000 welds to build an aluminum space frame. Each one is done by hand, and only 1 in 10 welders who are trained qualify to work on one of these Rolls-Royces. The aluminum makes it stiffer than an F1 car while saving hundreds of pounds. This space frame weighs about 1,200 pounds versus 1,700 pounds for its nearest competitor. The next step is Dingolfing, Germany, known as the rust-proofing and electrocoating portion. Each Rolls-Royce goes through what is known as the row dip facility. The body is put through what looks like a carnival ride. 7 different solutions are used to coat and protect the body. The final stop for this Rolls-Royce Phantom Drophead Coupe is Goodwood, England, where each one is hand assembled. It takes 2 months to build each car, and it goes through 11 stations. It takes 17 days for the upholstery department to complete one Drophead Coupe's interior. As you can see, every seat, front and rear, has this 3 flute design. This is designed to maximize comfort, but it's not exactly the greatest for side-to-side bolster support. Of course, no Rolls-Royce model would be complete without the Teflon-coated hideaway umbrellas. God forbid we get wet. It's important to go back and look at the history of Rolls-Royce and their convertibles or Drophead Coupes, which goes all the way back to 1906. In 1906, the first Silver Ghost Rolls-Royce provided the chassis, and customers would then take them to one of many coach builders. Convertible bodies always existed through coach builders, so technically, at the customer's request, there were Rolls-Royce Dropheads made back as far as 1906. However, it all started post-war. In 1939, Rolls-Royce bought Park Ward, an independent coach builder, and treated them as a separate business unit. They did the same in 1950 with H.J. Mulliner. In 1948, the first true Rolls-Royce model was the Silver Dawn. This Rolls-Royce could be cut down to be made into a convertible, so you could say the first true Rolls-Royce Drophead model was in 1948. However, most historians would argue that the first authentic Rolls-Royce convertible was in 1966 to 1967, known as the Silver Shadow H.J. Mulliner 2-door Drophead Saloon. This was followed by a 30-year run of the Corniche from 1971 to 2000. Thanks for watching. It's been a fabulous week with the Phantom Drophead Coupe. I'm gonna do a little more driving before they come and take it away. See you next time.